Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now this week I'd like to play a little game. Yes, a game. When I was a kid, I can't tell you how much I loved board games. Can anyone guess? Just guess what my favorite board game was as a kid. I don't know what you guessed because I can't hear you. My favorite game was Stratego. Remember Stratego? This side? Which side? Yeah, Stratego. Started playing that in grade 4, but the problem is the kid that taught me how to play it had all of the values wrong. And then once my brother said, hey, wait a second, we're actually playing this incorrectly, I insisted that we continue to play it incorrectly because that's how I was taught. Now, my, honestly, favorite game of all time as a very small child was Snakes and Ladders, until I realized that it's 100% luck, like most of those games from when we were a kid. Like, remember Pizza Party? Okay, great game. Pretty much luck. A little bit of memory involved. I mean, who didn't love Monopoly growing up? I cheated. I actually did. I can admit it now. I think it's the first time I've ever admitted this. My dad used to say, Dave, you cheat. And I would say, no, I don't. But it was so easy to just slip a red $500 bill into your pocket. I used to actually get up in the morning to put money into my pocket in anticipation of somebody playing Monopoly with me later in the day. And then I would win, obviously. I probably wouldn't do that now. Although I did play Monopoly with my wife on like our 6th or 7th date, the electronic version, and she hated it, and afterwards said she didn't like Monopoly Dave. Basically, she had 2 out of 3. Okay, 2 out of 3 of, oh no, sorry, I had 2 out of 3 of one color group, and she landed on the 3rd, and she wasn't paying attention, and I just kind of bit my nails until finally I was like, oh, is it my turn? And she said yes. I gave her every opportunity to buy Marvin Gardens, whatever it was, when I had Venter in Atlantic, and then I rolled, her turn was over, and I went, yes, yes, and I really milked it. You could have blocked me, and you didn't, and hence she doesn't like Monopoly Dave. Anyways, Mousetrap. Another game that I loved. My mother would not let me get it because she said it looks like it would break, and she was probably right. Operation. I played at a friend's house. Also, my mother said we couldn't get it because it took batteries. That was the way my mom was. Didn't want to buy a game that took batteries. And last but not least, Clue. Clue was one of my favorite games of all time. Okay, great. Real estate, right? We're going to play a little game today. We're going to go and we're going to look at Lofts, which everyone always loves doing. But the game is, what's wrong with this? What's the problem here? Right? Do we have a problem here? That's the theme today. We're going to show you a bunch of lofts, and there's something off about all of these that, and to be honest, some of these things are just absolutely incredible, but there's just something off, right? And I want you to find the problem here, okay? So I'm going to put the lofts out, you're going to look at them, and then I'm going to say, do we have a problem here? In fact, you know who's going to help me with this? Ice Cube, right?
Oh, we got a problem here? We got a problem here?
Maybe we shouldn't use that clip. Yeah, because I think that's definitely why Ricky got shot in the end, was that scene there. Cube really should have stayed in the car. Okay, how about this? We'll use a cop. Yes. Do we have a problem here? That's what a cop would say. Do we have a problem here? Okay, so let's get to it, shall we? Okay, here's our list here, guys. Here's our map. We're pretty much spread on the east and west sides of the city, which makes sense because there are no lofts downtown. So the first one we're going to look at here is 284 St Helens Avenue. So it's $399.9 for a 1-bed, 1-bath. It says it's roughly 600 square feet, which is great. Now, where is St. Helens? It is in a very developing area. I don't know if you'd say this is developing anymore, but this in here used to be an area that people did not like to go. Now, there's a slew of townhomes in here. Junction Triangle is one of the hottest areas. It all started with a sale on Perth. I'm going to say 3 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. I remember Sue Pig wrote about it in the Toronto Star. Got like 21 offers, and it went for something crazy like, I don't know, $680,000, which was a lot back then. I think it was like listed at $499. But what I like about this area is that if you were a fan of the Go, the Bloor Go is right here. So it's one thing to go all the way across the green line, as I call it still, because I never take the subway, and down the yellow line. It's another thing to take this wonderful piece of transit right into Union Station. So the unit itself is not huge, guys. This, as I said, is a 1-bed, 1-bath, sub 600 square feet. So I'm going to go through the photos, and then you're going to tell me Ice Cube. No Ice Cube. Okay, do we have a problem here? So you know what? It's a little bit dated. That's not what I'm referring to in terms of the problem, right? This, not the nicest thing in the world. Here's the space itself. I feel like I'm really keeping you in suspense here because I want to talk about it, but I can't because I want you to know what the problem here. So we got a kitchen, and we got a staircase, and bedroom up top. Okay. And a huge bookshelf. Holy cow. So let me ask our friend, do we have a problem here? We do. We do. And the problem here is functionality. So look down here, guys. We can see roughly 600 square foot unit. That's great. $399. That's even better. And this thing I don't believe had an offer date. No. Well, they did the old 24 hours irrevocable. So the question is, where can you get a loft for $399? The problem, guys, the problem here is with the layout. So this unit has virtually no living space. And if you were to look at this on a floor plan, you would think, oh, wow, great. The problem is this. First of all, these ceilings are slanted. So they've got a chair here and a chair here. So you know when you're going in the basement of a house and there's ductwork and you kind of bob underneath the ductwork, whoever's sitting here can stand up, not going to hit their head. Whoever's sitting here can stand up, not going to hit their head. This is slanted, and let's see if we can find a better photo. Yeah, I mean, look at this thing. Seriously, it's completely cutting up your living space. And so then when you turn around and try to think of the scale here, how big is this little rug here? When we turn around, your fridge, there is no kitchen in this unit, okay? So your fridge is essentially, if we could show it here, yeah, there you go. Your fridge is like literally touching this rug. So here's a great shot. You can't really sit here, right? You're going to bang your head on this. Your fridge and your stove are against the wall. This entire room is the kitchen, but it's also the living room and the dining room. So I know you're going to say $399. That's so cheap. You know what? It is what it is. But there are certain things that you can do with a layout that you can't do in this. There's in other units where at least the ceilings are square, or there's slightly a little bit more room, or you've got a different place to put, a fridge and a stove. You can't do it in here because you're completely limited. You can't say, well, I'll just go without a fridge, or I'll put the fridge in the bedroom. This fridge is literally right next to this little end table. Where do you put a TV in here? And keep in mind, when you go back, here's your dining room table, which essentially looks like a shelf next to the railing. So the problem here, guys, is that there's just absolutely no living space. So you could say 600 square feet, that's great. But when you look at it from this angle, this is your, what, dishwasher? What is that even? Yeah, that's a dishwasher because that's the stove. You're sitting in this chair, you're staring at your fridge. There's just no space here. I wish I had a floor plan. I don't, but look, upstairs is great. I mean, how much room is there to actually store clothing, right? You've just got shelving up here. Do you have a closet? It doesn't look like it. So, another issue. And that's what I'm talking about today with this unit is the functionality. So again, here you really get a sense. This is the counter, this is the stove, and this is the chair. So I get that it's $399, but you don't need a cool, funky loft that's completely unfunctional. You can say that there's high ceilings 14 feet above. Oh, they use the word sloping. That's funny. Sloping up to 14 feet above. And you know what? Look, this beamwork, where is it? This beamwork is beautiful. But the reality is, guys, you're buying a space that is, sorry, going the wrong way, completely unfunctional. Where would you put a TV? Would you put it on this wall? I don't know if you could. You're not putting a console in front of the stairs. Would you put it here? I guess you could, but then your couch would basically be here almost touching, where is it? Your fridge. You couldn't put a couch here. You'd be blocking the fridge. So bottom line, I really have absolutely no idea how in the world to furnish a space, how to live in it, and you know what? That's the problem here. Okay, let's move on to, wow, 365 Dundas. Beautiful. Okay, so check out the timber ceilings. Absolutely gorgeous. That's an 11-foot ceiling. This unit for $545, one bed, one bath, has parking, 856 square feet, reasonable maintenance fees. What are we missing? Do we have a problem here? So the space is beautiful. Oh, I said that already. I need a new word. Beautiful. Damn it, that's the same word. The space is nice. That's what you tell your wife when she asks, how do I look? Nice. I may have done that a few times. I actually, last night, my wife was pouring her heart out to me, and I abruptly got up and started clipping my toenails. It was one of the dumbest things I've done in a long time. And looking back on it, I have absolutely no idea what happened. My body just started moving, and then my hand just picked up this. And then when she said, "What the hell are you doing?" I'd only done 1 foot. So I was either going to go back with 1 foot done, or using the thinking tap, continue clipping away, and then when I get it back, she says, screw off, I'm going to bed. Still married. Okay, where were we here? Right, this place is nice. So it's nice, like you tell your wife. It's a big open concept space, which I always like in lofts. I have a client who just bought a place on Baldwin, and it is unbelievable. Massive, massive open concept space. Possibilities are endless, and that's what you get a loft for. So here, if you were so inclined, you could have a swinging chair hanging from the ceiling. Oh, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but that's not the only swinging chair we're going to see today. So great layout, and oh, very cool collection of boom boxes here. Actually, there is a few really interesting things here, like collection of oil canvas paintings of weird old dudes. Huh, neat. Okay. Big picture window. Again, I mentioned 11-foot ceilings. So you're starting to look at this and say, what's the problem here? There's the bedroom. And no, the problem is not that there's no window in the bedroom. That could be a problem, but that's not really what I'm getting at today. And again, consider, guys, that all of these lofts we're looking at today have positives to them. In fact, most of them, maybe with the exception of the first one, are units that I would consider selling. What I'm trying to do is educate you and teach you about what to look for in terms of, you know, these places, and do you want to get all excited and run in there and be disappointed when you notice something that maybe I could have taught you to take a look at. And of course, we all have different pros and cons, different deal breakers per se. So let's keep going here. There's way outside of the building. Okay, roof deck. And there you go. So do we have a problem here? We do. And I could have said a few things here, right? I could have said, well, you know, there's no outdoor space. I could have said, oh, the parking is surface outside. The problem, guys, is this. It's location. And I get that a lot of lofts are not in great spots, but if there's one area of the city that scares the, you know, it's here. And I drive this stretch a lot. So to give you an idea, Sherbourne, I'm going to go all the way down here. Sherbourne and King, 230 King Street. I lived there for a while. You know, I go up. Oh, they know I'm home. That's perfect. You go up to Adelaide, it's still okay. You go up to Richmond, and I always say, you know, King gets an A, Adelaide gets a B, Richmond gets a C. You get up to Richmond Street, and we have what we call the invisible fence there, because, you know, the guys that hang out up here by the shelters, they don't really go south of Queen. Now, Sherbourne and Shooter is one of the worst intersections in the city. And I'm pretty sure that along that list would be Dundas and Sherbourne. This is a really, really bad area. It's an area that personally, and forget about living in it, I wouldn't even want to walk through it. Now, my wife's in social work, and I do recall there's a lot of, not just social or subsidized housing. There's a lot of low-income housing. There's a lot of subsidized housing. There's a lot of shelters. There's just a lot of stuff happening up here. And again, apologize if I'm sounding insensitive. It's my job to explain to people what's going on with the piece of real estate. And if what's going on outside of it, you know, isn't in line with certain people's political views or sensitivities, etc., I apologize. But this is a bad area. I mean, remember what Regent Park was like? That name, Regent Park? Regent Park is beautiful. I would run through Regent Park naked right now before I even contemplated doing that. Do I want to continue this analogy? No, I think I'm gonna tap out on this naked analogy. Point being, 365 Dundas, beautiful loft space, really good price. Just can't do that area. Just can't do Dundas and Sherbourne. Okay. So do we have a problem here? Yes. Okay. 363 Sorauren, Unit 102. So you're looking at this and you're saying, hold on a second, David, you're taking one of the most popular lofts in the city of Toronto, and you're going to tell us that there's a problem with it. As I said, one man's trash, another man's treasure. What other analogies we can think of? Everyone has different pros and cons. Everyone has different things that they like and dislike. I am taking an incredible loft, and I am showing you what my buyers might give me in terms of feedback. So 363 Sorauren, you guys know where this is, right? It's in prime Roncesvalles. It's a Robert Watson Lofts. 363 here, 369 behind it, right next to a massive park. And this unit is Unit 102, 2-bed, 2-bath. There is a terrace, right? So that's not the issue here. You're trying to guess, what is the issue? What are we going to talk about? Maintenance fees, are they high? No, not really, because it's 1,200 plus square feet. So we're going to keep going here. Great principal living space, huge ceilings, character. What am I getting at? What am I getting at here? That's the name of the game. Okay, so where are we? So here's bedroom number 1. Bathroom. Beautiful brick. God, these units are beautiful. I don't love the different color floors. You know what? I think I have a photo of that. Can I put that up? Here's a photo I took. Literally 3 bedrooms, 3 different types of flooring. It's like they fell off the back of a truck or something like that. That was a really crappy house. The agent called me for feedback on that one, and I said, it's one of the worst houses I've ever seen. And then he proceeded to argue with me, and I said, remember when you picked up this and you dialed 416-275-0035? You called me for feedback. That's one of my favorite lines. When you give someone honest feedback and they start to, like, why are you saying this? Why are you? And you're like, you called me, right? Okay, moving along here. I know, a lot of tangents today. What can I say? So there's the upstairs. The beams, gorgeous. The brick, gorgeous. Unbelievable. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more authentic hard loft in the city of Toronto than the Robert Watson loft. So there's our outdoor space. Barbecues allowed. Perfect. Probably have a gas line. And there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, do we have a problem here? Yes, there's a couple of things to note here. And again, not knocking this unit, I'm just saying what are the things that my clients would give me in terms of feedback. So when it comes to outdoor space, and some of you might have thought this is where we were going, you're on the first floor. Okay, so a lot of people move to a condo for safety reasons. A lot of people move to a condo because they've got a concierge, they've got a security guard, they've got multiple places or multiple locks, right? You've got to get through the different layers of security. The front door, maybe an elevator fob, then up to the unit itself. The issue with this unit, and again, I don't care. This would be fine for me, but this is the outdoor space, and then this is a walkway. So number one issue would be, I have a great outdoor space, but I'm on display. If I was on the 7th floor, and maybe I've got the guy up top that can, see me when I'm down below, but you're completely on display here. So everyone that walks through, if you're hanging out here, it's almost like you're, sitting there reading a book and you keep looking up. You have to say hi to everybody. Every single person that comes by, you have to say hi. Or guess what? There's Nancy, that girl that doesn't say hello to anybody. You want to be Nancy, that girl? Neither would I. So there's that, and then there's also the security issue. And I don't want to say issue because I don't live in fear that someone's going to break into my place all the time. But there's a lot of people that would absolutely refuse to live on the ground level. And so look, beautiful unit. I love it. And who knows? It's probably going to sell in competition. Might sell in multiple offers. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet with an outdoor space, hard loft space. But do we have a problem here? Yes. Because I would estimate that probably half of my buyer pool would say, I don't want to live on the ground floor with a terrace that is adjacent to a courtyard. And by the way, this, and I've walked by this unit 1,000 times. If you're walking by here, you parked in the back, you're visiting a friend, and then you walk through, you can see everything that's going on in here. So if you're living here, you're drawing the curtains constantly, you have these beautiful windows, and you're closing them all the time. So look, as I said, some people don't care, but that would be the feedback that I would get from a lot of my clients. Okay, let's move on here to 68 Broadview. Hello, unit 118. So where are we here? You guys all probably know 68 Broadview is in the heart of, well, I was going to say in the heart of Leslieville. It's sort of in Riverside. That's a cool name, clearly made up by a real estate agent. Riverside. There's a river, and it's on the other side. It's on the other side of the river. Which side of the river? Riverside. It's Riverside. I'll meet you in Riverside. It's probably exactly how the word was made up. So one of my favorite hard lofts buildings, and again, this unit is absolutely unbelievable, but I've got to point out something about it to educate you and get you thinking. So again, beautiful brick, beautiful beams, high ceilings. I think these are, I'm going to say 10-foot ceilings. This is 1,479 square feet. Incredible. $9.99 holding back offers, and it will get offers, folks. This will sell over the list price. Yes, I've included it in my Do We Have a Problem Here blog, but I need to make you guys aware of certain things to look for either here or in other units. So kitchen, I don't love that. That doesn't really go with the loft theme. But okay, here we go. Staircase leading down, and you've got the little den space, bedroom. Oh, I thought those were windows. They're actually not. There's your bathrooms. There are 2 bathrooms. There's a 5-piece that's here, and then the 2-piece that's upstairs. And there you go, another bedroom with a window. There's your staircase, and there's your courtyard. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you know where this is going? Do we have a problem here? Yes, we do. The problem here, and again, keep in mind that I love this place, The problem here, guys, is that this is unit 118, and if you look here, you can see foyer, living, dining, kitchen, flat, master, second, and family, lower. That's your issue. Your issue is that this is a lower level, not basement, lower level. So again, a lot of my clientele would look at this and they would say, I feel like I'm sleeping in a basement. I look at it and I say, look at the brick, look at the beam. This has everything that you want. Maybe you get it at a slight discount. That's probably why it's $9.99. But they're going to say, I'm in a basement. This bedroom is in a basement. This bathroom is in a basement. This is in a basement. This has no window, right? That's going to be the rub, and I almost feel like they put these two paintings here to kind of look like it's windows. So again, and I mean, there's other things you can point out. You can say, oh, David, you said it was 1,479 square feet, and there's a staircase, so it takes out some of that square footage. Yeah, I guess. This is what they call the family room. It's sort of, you can see that quote. I did it way over here. Air quotes, family room. I don't shower. No, I do. It's Chris Farley. Remember that sketch from Saturday Night Live? Boy, if I can't get a clip up here, you guys are going to think I am crazy.
Don't own a toothbrush or let my scabs heal. I can't reach all the parts of my body.
Anyway, so you may use that, you may not. See, it's just kind of like very open space. So to call it a family room, it's sort of like where I come down off the stairs, and there's a closet here, right, other side of this rug. So that's the rub with this one, guys. And honestly, I love this unit, and I think that there's a buyer for it. In fact, there will be many buyers for this. But this is your issue here. This is your issue, is that it's slightly below grade, and this is very common too at 201 Carlaw, the printing factory lofts, where you have a lot of units where you walk in, upstairs is kitchen, living, dining, and then downstairs the bedrooms. So here's a question, just to play devil's advocate. Would you rather the bedrooms be in this below grade, or would you rather the kitchen, living, dining be below grade? Because I think this is the lesser of two evils. You are sleeping down here, okay? You're not partying down here. I guess you could if you wanted to. But upstairs has the natural light. Upstairs has the windows. And upstairs is where you're going to spend most of your time. Now, the other thing I would say about this unit is the following. If you had half of your unit below grade like this, it would be nice to have some outdoor space. And this does not have any outdoor space. Okay, so that's to say about this one. And as you can see here, I keep saying that I do like these units, but I keep critiquing them. That's the name of the game. And I told you we were playing a game today. Anyone want to play Stratego? Come by my office, 290 Merton Street. I'm lonely. Okay, 326 Carlaw Avenue, Unit 122. So here's where you guys are going to say there's absolutely nothing wrong with this place. Let's take a look at the photos here first. Look at this and tell me, have you seen a more unique space in the city of Toronto? Have you seen anything cooler? We have an unbelievably renovated kitchen with what looks like a 48-inch fridge. We've got timber beams up here. We have two LED swings. That's right, LED swings. How cool is that? We've got a brick wall. Excuse me. You could probably like jump up on this pipe and do chin-ups or something if you wanted to. One of the most unique spaces I think that I have ever seen. Diamond polished concrete flooring. I think diamonds, when they're not in people's hands, are used for cutting and maybe polishing. So, anyways, I don't know if that's a, I don't know. It's not like you're buying diamonds in here. Anyways, so the peak of this ceiling, I think, is 25 feet. That is incredible. Oh, there you go. LED swings. I know what I'm doing on Saturday night. Very cool stuff. So this goes up a level. That's the master. And yet another staircase which goes up, I believe. Oh my God! Look at the photos. Look at this. Day, night. Day, night, staircase going up. Thank you for lighting that. Okay, so there you go. Up top is the bathroom. Again, day and night. Wow, that giraffe's like, it's like you told a joke and that giraffe was trying to figure it out. The giraffe was like, either that or you were playing peekaboo and the giraffe turned. Okay, you get it. All right, I'm an 11-month-old. Remember. So I love these love things. All right, no joke there. I don't know. Just a lot of, interesting stuff. And there's a 375 square foot terrace, which is very cool. So let me take a look at the floor plan here with you guys for a minute here. So this is very cool. These guys, the agents do a great job, and this is a testament to the marketing that they've done. So they have sort of a, I don't know what you call this, not very creative today, a side view? No. Think of something better. Write it down and email it to yesterday when I was filming this. This is a look at, obviously, the main floor. Here's the bedroom. little mezzanine, which we saw there. Not sure where the drafts were. There's a staircase leading up to the deck. So you get an idea of when they said the peak, 25 feet. I'm assuming it's that. So here you can see, well, let's go down to the ground level first, just to give you an idea. Remember this? The kitchen, and you could see the timber beams that were over top, right? So this line denotes that there is a level above it. Open concept, all open concept. Here's where the swings were. And then up in the mezzanine, which is right in between, that is where we saw that big bathroom and the bedroom. Still cannot figure out where those darn drafts came from. Okay, so you've seen this and you're looking at it, $1,649,000. You're looking at it and you're saying, that is one of the coolest units I have ever seen in my life. What in the world could you possibly find wrong with it? And I'm asking, do we have a problem here? The answer is yes. There is one thing about this unit that is cause for concern. And quite simply, it is way too personal. That's it. And you're going to say, oh, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I love it. Well, guess what? You're the one buyer for it then. In my time in this business, what I have seen when people personalize a house too much is they never get their money out. So case in point, there's a house, I'm not going to give away the street, but I went with some clients a couple weeks ago and we refer to it as the bro house. This thing was so personalized that the bro, and we, you know, he's a bro, right? Like barbed wire tattoo and, you know, like the hair, basically me when I was younger. He just looks like a bro, and the girl that he's with in the pregnancy photos, and he's got no shirt on, she's the broette. And in his garage, which he built and probably spent $200,000 on, it's an auto body shop. It fits 4 frickin' cars. There's a hydraulic lift for his Porsche, and the ceiling is literally, I'm going to try to draw this. I won't draw it, but the ceiling is like hollowed out like this, specifically for the Porsche, right? On the hydraulic lift, because the Porsche's top, right, pushes into the little, I can't explain it. But bottom line, it is so specific, and I said to my client, they are never going to sell this. List at $999,999. I don't know what they were looking for. Didn't sell an offer night. And I think they came back out at $1.3 million. So specific that unless you have a Porsche Boxster that you want to put in your hydraulic lift, and you happen to have a dune buggy, because this house had a dune buggy, and I think you could eat off the floors. I literally would chew gum, spit it on the floor, and pick it up and eat it and have no problem. That's because I'm weird. But also because it was like a hospital in there. This guy spent $250,000 on a frickin' garage. You're never getting your money out. So the problem with this one, guys, and again, you could buy this and find a buyer. You could buy it and live in it forever. You could have friends over and they think you're a god. There's all kinds of positives here. But what I'm trying to alert you to is the fact that when you get something so specific like LED swing sets, okay, and all of the things that whoever this is, who I'd probably love to hang out with, has put into this place, you've got to ask yourself, am I going to get my money out? Because whoever's put money into this, and you can see here 84 days in the market, I mean, I'm already showing you at 84 days in the market that this person is not having the easiest time selling it. So if you're a buyer and you're looking at this and you think that is the coolest thing I've ever seen, that's exactly me. I love, you know, LED swings. I love swing sets. I like swinging in my condo. I'm also a huge fan of love balls, right? Big balls that say love on them. I love giraffes that turn their head this way, and I don't know if you guys can see this. There's faces on the wall. Very cool. I'm a super fan of having a giant glass wall that shows, you know, my bathroom. Unless you love all that and you think that you can find somebody else to love it when you go to sell this in 1, 2, or 10 years, look, maybe it's not the best investment vehicle for you. Okay, guys, I'm pushing a half hour or beyond right now, so I'm going to end this. But the bottom line is this, and I hope you've gotten this far in the video. All of these units are awesome. Every single one of them are awesome. My job as a real estate agent, or I should say my job as the agent that I've, you know, modeled myself as since I started TRB, which is to say that I don't just point out the positives. My job is to show you guys what are the potential pitfalls here. And so the first unit on St. Helens, you're buying square footage, you can't actually use the damn space. You know, the unit at the Broadview Lofts is amazing, but are you okay with being one level down where your bedrooms are and having no outdoor space? This place on Carlaw is a classic example. You're paying for someone else's finishings. You're paying for all of the stuff that they put into it. And are you going to be able to resell this to somebody else down the line? So all of these units, including, you know, the Sorauren one, great outdoor space, but are you okay with being on display for absolutely everybody that walks by and having everyone that walks by be able to literally see you sitting on your couch? These are the things that you've got to pay attention to, because a lot of my clients will end up looking at something online saying this is perfect, I want to see it, going in, and there's something catastrophic like one of these aforementioned items. and whole situation could have been avoided. Anyways, guys, live and learn, like they said in G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. That's what they said at the end of every episode.
Never give anyone your address.
I'll say Mom can't come to the phone.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
And I hope you learned a little bit today. So that's it for me. Remember, if you want to play Stratego, I'm at 290 Merton Street. I live here. Come by anytime. But we're playing by the wrong rules that I had established with a friend in 1989. Have a great weekend, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.